a girl
and her gay watch the Magic School Bus.
It's the show where we yap about life, science, and go on an occasional rant about the state of the world. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt. We're your hosts, and we're here to invite you to our weekly yap sesh, bring you some 90s and 2000s nostalgia, and maybe teach you a little science.
Every Wednesday, we're hopping on the Magic School Bus, unpacking the science without the pressure of a pop quiz, and I'll be asking the questions I was too bored or afraid to ask in school.
Curiosity leads.
Chaos follows.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are talking about Season 1, Episode 6, Magic School Bus Meets the Rot Squad. Sarah, before we recap today's episode, what you think about?
I think it's my turn to ask you what you're thinking about. In a recent episode, you said that you didn't have anything to yap about because I was sick, and so we hadn't talked, and you didn't do anything with your life because I was away. Well, the shoe is on the other foot, babe. You were away, and so I've done nothing with my life but just sit and wait for you to return. So you must tell the people what you've been up to.
That's fair. That's fair. I think one of the more exciting things of my last week is I met several capybaras.
So good. Was this your first time meeting capybaras?
This was my first time meeting capybaras. Yeah. I also got to pet a boa constrictor.
Fun.
And a very floofy rabbit.
Oh.
And got to see a couple of tortoises.
Was it like an Angora rabbit?
I don't know. She's big and blue and very floofy.
She was blue.
Yeah, like a grayish blue.
Oh, okay.
Not blue, but like.
Where's she getting her hair done?
And a couple of goats, but the goats were nothing new. And they were pestering me while I was trying to give my attention to the capybaras.
I love a capybara. You had some feedback about their feet, which I had to go back and look at my photos with capybaras to confirm that, like, I don't have this visceral reaction, but I don't think they have toenails.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like just 3 toes. And I was like, why does this capybara have ostrich toes? Like, what's happening?
Okay, that's fair. I just like their big square heads. It's so great.
Yeah. I got to feed them kale and iceberg lettuce. And watching them nomp on it was super great. Also, surprisingly, like, small mouth for big face.
Yeah, it really
like,
comes to like quite a narrow,
teeny little tongue. Yeah, there's like.
So I love large rodent. There's a couple other large rodents that every time I see one that pops up on my Instagram, I always send it to my brother, and I'm like, "You should get one of these." And he's like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah, we met another one that was like a relative. Was it like a moa or something?
There's so many.
But it had little like deer legs.
Yeah, like skinny little front ones and kind of like kicky boy back ones. Yeah, I've seen those around on the internet. Yeah. It's the only place I ever get around. And you got to feed a tortoise.
I did, yeah.
Well, that's a special interest of mine.
And it was great crunch. Great crunch.
And when you can like see when they get the perfect bite and just see their little triangle mouth.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it. People don't get it until they get it. So I'm really glad you had that experience.
Yeah. I had a lot of great animal encounters. I also went to the aquarium while I was on vacation and got to pet a stingray.
That's
and a
so
shark.
Great. What kind of shark?
I don't know. He's a little guy. I forget what kind he was, but he was not super thrilled with the petting. But the stingray kept coming back to me to be like petted.
I think they like it.
Yeah.
I think they like to be held.
Mm-hmm. Don't we all?
Well.
It's cool. Also got to see manatees up close and personal.
Oh, they have great little mouths. The way that their little mouths work, my goodness.
Yeah. The aquarium, I think, does some like rehab work as well. So they had a manatee there that was like missing part of its tail, which was super sad to see. But
yeah. No, that makes me sad. When I was down in Miami last, I saw one out in the wild, which was very unusual down in South Beach. And it was just great. I just sat there and watched him for like a weird amount of time. I realized that the people around me had come and gone multiple times. I had been on like my 5th or 6th shift of people and I was just steadfast.
You were having a spiritual moment.
Well, you know me, anything in the water and I'm like, take me with you.
Yeah. No, I had seen some from a bridge very briefly quite some time ago when I was visiting
Why
my
were you on that bridge, Matt?
I was visiting my grandparents in Florida and they took me to the bridge because there's often manatee sightings from that bridge. But yeah, nothing quite so up and close and personal as the aquarium.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Exciting. Oh, also otters.
Talk about a little grabby hand.
Did
you get to see them touch on things?
They were showing off.
Of course they were.
They would like swim up to the glass and then like do a little like backflip and kick off and like swim away.
Chill, Michael Phelps.
It was so funny because like they were clearly doing it to like show off to the people.
Oh, I love that.
Because you got to give the people what they want.
These otters are in show business, people. And so are we. I think it's time to do our jobs.
Yeah, let's get it. I guess we should recap the episode.
Yeah, tell the people what we just witnessed, please.
Yeah. So rough opening to the episode where they were having some sort of heinous contest wherein each member of the class presented something rotten to see who could present the most rotten item to the class.
Not shocking when you consider the episode title.
Yeah. Yep. Meets the Rot Squad. But I would not sponsor any such activities in my classroom.
I don't think, then this is how you know that Miss Frizzle is not an actual teacher.
Yeah.
There's just no way that you would encourage people. The Tupperware.
Yeah.
The mystery Tupperware. She was so threatening with it, too.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't like it. So, as a prize for winning the rock competition, her dear friend Wanda wins a tree.
Obviously.
And decides that she wants to plant it in a vacant lot by her home because apparently you can just plant trees in anybody's vacant property and it's no big deal. And so they get to this vacant lot and there's like some fallen logs and such about. And she calls Larry the log guy to remove the detritus from the lot.
Again, because a 7-year-old just has the ability to go like, hello, local lumberjack.
Yeah. Yeah. And he seemed not at all concerned about payment of any kind.
No, he just does it for the love of the game.
Does it for the love of the log. I did peep she called him on a payphone.
So funny.
So she calls up Larry. But in the interim, she says, just look at that log. And Miss Rose was like, what an excellent idea. And her mushroom earrings glow. And so then they go on a field trip inside the log and they see all of the life that is living in and around this decaying log, mushrooms, bugs eating other bugs. And they determine that they can't remove this log because it's teeming with life. But Larry has arrived. And so they put on flea costumes and call themselves log gremlins and hold an intervention with Larry. And he goes to his doctor to get tested for a tumor.
Yeah. Larry really thought his meds were working for him. And then that experience happened. And he's like, oh no. Voluntary hold is what Larry's up to these days. Bless him. Yeah. Great recap. Thank you. It was less gross than I thought it was going to be. The beginning, a little gross.
Yeah.
But I actually appreciate, with the exception of the overly Foley artists,
juicy sound effects.
Yeah, the bug pooping was like, guys,
you didn't have to.
You didn't have to. Yeah, you didn't have to. I didn't completely dislike the way that the bus shrunk down this time. It seemed relatively palatable for me. And I don't like anything.
The Bessie bus.
The Bessie bus was so cute when it turned into a little bug. All right, I can work with it. But I actually really appreciated the way that they kind of depicted a handful of these things, because I was a little confused when we're like jumping into decomposition when I look at the show series. But then once they started getting into it, I was like, oh, this is actually a really perfect episode, right? Because episode prior to this one, we talked about habitats. Prior to that, we talked about the food chain. And then like even germs to a certain extent, right? So I was I was hesitant to trust the process, but I'm glad I did. And I appreciate that. Yeah, I think a lot of the questions that I had, I could use my previous knowledge now to go like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, so that was kind of fun. But I want to start off just a really basic question. Like, what is death? I don't know how else to ask the question.
And this is why I don't want to have children. Because I don't want to have to explain that to a child.
Like, I'm sorry, but I think it's where we need to start, right? Because there's so much life in that death. The life is causing the death. And by death, I mean like the decomposition. So in order for something to decompose, it has to be dead.
Well, yes.
Yes.
No, but yes.
Wait, why but no?
I mean, you can get gangrene, and that's like sort of
that is like
decomposition, but it is dead flesh. It's just attached to a
right,
living
like you're
thing.
not dead, but like it is dead.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, I was right.
Yeah.
So, but it is, I'll get there. Just let me think on it. In order for something to decompose, is it doing it on its own, or does it always have this ecosystem of things aiding in the process? Not just capitalizing on it, but actually kind of creating the process.
Great question. So they sort of do touch on this in like is this the Magic School Bus segment where they call in a producer. But yeah, no, decomposers are like very critical to overall like ecosystem turnover, because if they didn't exist, dead things would just pile up. And obviously, like you can have non-biological breakdown of things like exposure to wind, heat, freeze thaw, like can cause breakdown. What we would call weathering.
Aptly named.
But in order for like the actual like breakdown, it is, it's necessary to have decomposers in the form of, whether it be bacteria, fungi, maggots. What did I just call me?
How dare you?
So it's an active process, decomposition.
Okay, cool. So that was my second question, is like, who are the main players? We saw a lot of them. I saw bug. They talked about mushrooms. So fungus. They probably talked about bacteria. I don't remember.
I don't know that they did.
Okay.
Bacteria definitely play a role.
Okay. And everybody's doing their own part. And it is its own special like habitat, ecosystem, food web, like all right within that.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of cases, the death of a large plant or animal creates a whole like micro ecosystem. I don't know if you've seen like the nature documentaries where like, like when a whale dies and like sinks to the bottom, how it like literally becomes an overnight like ecosystem and goes through like stages of succession. And same thing for like, trees falling in the forest and such.
So if things didn't decompose when they died and they just, a tree just fell, an animal just sank, how fast do you think things would pile up?
Pretty fast. I mean, we're talking in a hypothetical here, right? Because these things
always.
Because like these things wouldn't even exist if other things hadn't decomposed in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So, we're saying like something kills all the decomposers in an area. Things would probably pile up relatively quickly.
Right.
I mean, maybe not, but like, it's not like a tree falls every day, but like.
I'm pretty sure a tree does fall every day.
Yeah. I mean, okay. On a large scale, yes, a tree falls every day, but like in the woods behind my house, a tree does not fall every day. Okay. You know what I mean?
We're off the rails. We're 20 minutes into this. This is my second question.
Pretty sure a tree falls every day.
Oh my God. Okay.
But if no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
No. I've never understood. Like, of course it does. Like, who asked that and thought that, like, so philosophical? Like, shut up. Of course it does.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Do you think it's deep? Have I just insulted you?
It's It's an interesting hypothetical. Because in quantum mechanics, for example,
we are not talking about not this shit again. Every single episode on this elementary side, we have talked about quantum mechanics. It has to stop. It has to stop.
I'm just saying, the state of an electron is not defined until it's observed.
We're zooming past that. And save it for your end of semester final. Like I will do a volcano science project if you come to the table with a full-blown thesis in quantum mechanics.
Whew.
Okay.
My cheeks hurt.
Mine too. Already. This normally doesn't happen until much later. I have a handful of questions about the players in the game. Okay. Who do you want to start with? I'll give you the choice. I've got insects, I've got moss, I've got lichen, and I've got funguses.
Love a lichen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with fungi.
Okay. So, what are they? Because we've danced around in other episodes even of like, what is a fungus? Because they're their own thing. You always do this. Like, they're their own little thing. So now it's time to answer the question. Like, what are they? It's a fungus.
Can you elaborate on your question? Like, what do you want to know about what they are? I guess.
So, okay.
Or I can define them in like what they are not a little bit, like why they're not plant.
Okay, well, I guess that's what I mean. It's like they're not plant, but they're not animal. And is a mushroom like a fruit of what the actual like fungus is? Is it just like a... I don't like it's so difficult for me to even elaborate the question because I don't know what I'm talking about.
So they're most similar to plant in that they are anchored to a substrate of some kind and they don't like move around of their own free will and they don't animal in the way that they're not like hunting for food or like, that kind of thing. But there can't be plant in that they don't rely on sunlight specifically for their energy.
Right. They don't photosynthesize.
I think some of them do.
Oh, see?
But they're not considered autotrophs.
Define autotroph for me.
An autotroph is something that produces its own food. So they do not consider that. Now, I was mistaken. Fungi do not photosynthesize, but we'll talk more about that when we get to lichens.
Okay.
Fungi do something called a process that has been termed radiotrophic, meaning that they convert radiation into energy.
I need you to stop it. What do you mean radiation?
Sunlight.
You are lying to me. That's photosynthesis.
It's not typical photosynthesis.
I'm actually pissed off. Like, what do you mean?
So they have melanin that they can use to convert ionizing radiation into metabolic energy. So there's actually like fungi in Chernobyl that are absorbing that radiation that's left over.
Whoa.
And converting it into food for themselves.
Are they messed up from it, or are they just like, we love this?
I think they love it. It's great. They're like, this is making us food. It's super cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do they store what's the bad stuff that's in radiation that like burns through our cells?
It's the ionizing radiation.
Yeah. Do they? So like if I ate a Chernobyl mushroom, does it exist within them and then I die? Or are they like metabolizing? I don't know the word.
I think they're like metabolizing that energy.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're like absorbing it and converting it to energy that they can use. That's not to say that they're not radioactive. Like, I don't know that they're absorbing 100% of it to use,
sure.
right?
Well, I mean, something's better than nothing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. New deep dive for me.
So when I get sheepish around fungi, it's with good reason because they're freaking weird.
Yeah.
They're very cool. On the whole, fungi break down other things to produce food for themselves.
Okay.
And the mushrooms that we see are reproductive portions of the fungi.
So kind
And
of like fruit or flower.
Yeah, and very specifically, I think like our like sexual reproduction portions, because like fungi can sort of reproduce without that. Like they can sort of spread like bacteria do too. It's a little unclear to me, and I think just a little unclear in general where one fungus stops and another starts.
Sure.
Because like two mushrooms next to each other are probably genetically the same fungus.
Right.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Fungi are weird.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry I got so upset. I burned through my deodorant, actually. Like, that really upset me.
I'm so sorry.
No, I apologize for becoming emotional over it. Anger is an emotion.
Yeah.
And that really got me. I feel like you were like trolling me.
I wish I was. I wish I was. So, do you want to get into lichens now?
I want nothing more than to get into lichens.
Yeah.
I have filed lichens away in my brain as like algae, but I don't think that that's true. So I'm ready to learn.
Lichen are actually symbiotic colonies of algae and fungi. They're kind of like land-based corals in a way.
So pop goes punk.
Yeah, in that the fungi have cell walls and can like help protect the bacteria, algae, not bacteria, I guess, algae that are living in them. And then the algae can use sunlight to produce energy, and then the fungi takes a little bit of that energy to feed itself.
Interesting.
And so for that reason, they're really good in harsh environments because the algae on their own need a more moist environment, and the fungi like can't break down rock to make food.
Right.
And so the symbiosis works because they can get food from their algae friends. And like even on like a tree, right, in early decomposition, that bark takes forever to break down. So it's not exactly super nutrient rich on the front, and it takes a while for even the fungus to break it down. So they can get food via photosynthesis from their algae.
Fascinating. I didn't have mold on my list, I guess, but
mold is fungus.
Mold is fungus?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were talking about the lichen, and it made me think of slime molds. But those are just molds.
Just molds.
Okay.
Just little freaky deaky molds.
The way they move. Have you ever turned on your like 4K?
Yeah.
And just watched the slime mold videos?
Oh yeah. They like pulsate.
They pulsate.
Yeah. I was watching I think it was on TikTok recently of I assume it was a slime mold. It was some kind of mold. And he had a mold on like a top shelf of an incubator.
Did you see that one too? I
saw the mold on the bottom one, and the like top one was obsessed with getting
like
to
smelling
the
each
bottom
other
one.
out. And he's like, this doesn't make any sense.
He's like, it's rejecting food. It is like on its way to get this other. Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the paths that thing was taking.
Yes. And it was like creating globbies so it could drop down.
I don't like it. It's too smart for its own good.
Yeah.
There are certain things in this world that are not of this world, and I will go to my grave saying exactly that. Lichen,
Octopi.
don't really trust it. Oh, yeah. Octopus, obviously. They're
Slime
way
mold.
too smart for this. Slime mold, for sure. And I think all of the funguses, really. I don't know.
They're of the universe. They're not of any particular world, I think.
They're not of this world. They're here, but they're okay. Crazy. Can we talk about my favorite thing in the whole world?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little dramatic, but moss. I love moss. Oh my gosh.
Love a moss.
Take me on a leisurely stroll through the wood, and if there is a patch of moss, you better believe it's getting a good little pat. So lovely, so dense. How is it like different than other plants? Why is it so special? And if it's not special, lie to me because I think it's special.
I mean, it is kind of special. I think generally mosses don't need as nutrient dense of soil. Like you often will see them like clumped on like sand or like near rot. They also have a unique life cycle. I forget the specifics, but like they mostly look like little moss, but then they bloom. Have you ever seen them in bloom?
Oh, no.
Yes, they put up these little like ties.
With flowers?
It's not a flower, but it is a bloom.
See,
Yeah.
they don't photosynthesize, but
Moss
they do
do.
use light. Okay. So it's a flower. No, it's not a flower, but it is a bloom. No wonder why I tuned out science. It's fickle. What you do is so fickle.
Apparently some of them do bloom.
Well, that's what you said, that they bloomed but not flowered. That there's a
Well,
difference.
some of them, I guess, flower.
Oh, you gotta
Allegedly. I'm not convinced, though, that the internet isn't lying to me presently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so mosses are kind of cool in that they're like often a pioneer species, meaning they're one of like the first species in the line of succession to show back up. Same with lichens. And they don't have like deep root structures, so they don't need a ton of soil. And they're like very dense and pretty hardy, so they can absorb a lot of moisture and hold on to it like when it rains and, you know, absorb when it goes by. And also part of their life cycle for sexual reproduction, they need water. Like the sperm actually swim for mosses. And so they reproduce when it rains.
Huh. That's fun. So do moss participate in the decomposition process, or are they just like, hey, this is a great environment, and you say that they're first ones to show up in places, so they're just there?
Yeah, I don't think they're super decomposy because they do photosynthesis, and their little hair structures that they use for roots aren't super like strong. So I don't think they're like breaking down rock or breaking things down so much as they're just like, here's a barren spot that we can grow on.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. All right. You ready to get into some bugs?
Yeah, let's talk about bug.
Okay, so we saw a handful of bugs. Most of them were kind of like beetle-y things. And in the post-episode call, they shouted out like, hello, earthworms.
Yeah.
Which are like the most important thing ever, apparently. I hear a lot about it. So talk me through kind of some of the main guys that you think about and kind of what their roles are in, you know, this decomposition world.
Fun fact, earthworms are not native to North America.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They ain't from around here.
Earthworms.
Yeah.
I know that there are certain types of worms, and there are some worms that people think are earthworms, but they're not earthworms, but they're actually
snake.
Like an invasive. Yes. And we're like, kill those. How dirt if no worm?
How dirt. Yeah. They originate in Europe and Asia. Were introduced in the 17th to 19th centuries via ship ballast, soil, and potted plants.
Okay, but answer my question. How earth if no worm?
You don't necessarily need earthworms to...
They just do it best.
They're good at it. Yeah, they're great for the soil quality, but they're not necessary.
I'm experiencing emotions again.
I'm so sorry.
My whole life has been a lie. Everybody's like, earthworms are the most important thing.
And they are great for the soil quality.
Fascinating.
But...
So who was doing it before we got worm here?
Lichens, fungus, bacteria.
But in the bug realm.
Oh, bug realm?
Yeah, bug realm.
Bug. Other bug.
Like
grub,
beetles.
Beetle.
Flies.
I mean, listen, you know.
I know.
I hate a housefly.
They're pretty ornery.
And have a constant battle to keep them out of my home.
Yeah. Farm life problems.
They do a great decomp.
Yeah. Can we talk about it? Why do bugs find death so quickly?
Yeah. So, I mean, things that are dead and decomposing tend to be quite odoriferous.
Mm. Mhm.
And but it's also like a natural adaptation for them to be able to find it because it's part of their life cycle, right? Like flies need to lay their eggs in decomposing things, and then
It's
those
crazy to me.
maggots feed on the decomposing thing
Yeah.
to grow and then pupate into a fly.
Yeah.
So they got to get there quick because if other things have already started to eat up the dead thing, then they're losing out on real estate.
Sure. Okay. So when these bugs that aid in decomposition, I guess I'm struggling to actually define decomposition
Mhm.
because when I think about the role that the bugs play, it just seems like they're breaking things down into smaller pieces. Is that all decomposition is?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're
Okay.
doing it for nutrition, for food, for
Sure.
energy. But yeah, a decomposer is pretty much anything that doesn't like kill its own food. Um, and I mean, even as simple as like cow eating grass, it's killing the grass to like feed
Right.
itself, right?
Right.
I think we often think of like carnivores as like killing for to eat, but yeah,
Sure.
in most cases, right? So they're not killing it; they're finding something that's already dead, eating
Mm.
that, getting their energy, and then in the process of their body extracting nutrients from it, it's breaking it down into something smaller.
Okay. That makes sense to me. How small do you want to get in here? What is a microbe?
It's just a bacteria.
Okay. And they are involved in the process
Yeah.
despite okay. All right. Cool. I'm satisfied. We can keep talking about bugs, but I don't really want to.
What else you got for me?
Um, I have a couple of general questions about the process itself.
Mhm.
So, if you look at it like, step one, two, three, what are the stages of decomposition?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stages to it. I don't know that they're specifically defined. And it's also going to vary from organism to organism that is decomposing, right? So, like, one of the ways that we can determine how long a body has been dead
Mm-hmm.
in forensics is by what organisms are there.
Mm.
So, like, have flies laid eggs on the body? What stage of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
pupation is the maggot in that started to feast on the body?
Sure.
Um, and so definitely there are things that come in. It's generally going to be broken down from largest to smallest, right? So let's say a deer gets hit by a car, lays on the side of the road. First thing that's going to come along is like your vultures, your bald eagles,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They're going to pick out the good bits that they want for themselves. And then smaller things are going to come along. You know, flies are going to lay eggs, maggots are going to start to eat out some of the tissues and stuff. And then like bones will last longer, but there are even like mites and things that will eat
Yeah.
bone, and microbes are going to be working at the soil level on any of the like, bits and drippings to get energy. So, I mean, that's sort of the overall process is it's just going to go, you got to break down the big stuff and then slowly smaller and smaller bits until it's gone.
What is like an external factor, like the most influential external factor when I think about something like on the side of the road? I think of like, oh, it rained a lot. That's going to influence it. Or, oh, it's like a really hot summer week. Or, I know there are instances of like things dying, but it's in like a very, what's the opposite of oxygen dense? Like, if
Anaerobic.
anaerobic. Well, no one's going to believe if I just say that word. She's being fed lines. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like oxygen plays a really big role in how quickly something decomposes, and without
Yes.
it, things slow down. So, what's, I mean, out of those or any others, are there some that are more influential than others?
Yeah, right. So in a lot of cases, you're going to need moisture.
Mm,
Like when the Egyptians were mummifying people, one of the things they wanted to do is get rid of the
sure.
moisture because moisture leads to rot. So because all of your microbes, your fungi, all that stuff, they need moisture. to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that. I mean, obviously in like freezing conditions, like there's still bodies up on Mount Everest
Stop
because
climbing Mount Everest. This is going to be my soapbox. I knew we were going to get here. Stop. Leave that poor mountain alone.
yeah. So if it's frozen,
Sure, if it's cold
things
and
can't
less
live.
oxygen.
Yeah. And dry. Oftentimes
Dry.
cold and altitude equals dry as well. So it's not very damp. It's not very warm. So, I mean, because most of these things, they prefer a warm, humid environment. So warmth and humidity are going to be two big factors.
And that's why Forrest Gump taught us to change our socks when you get sent to Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them dry. Toe rot.
Always keep your socks dry.
Can I ask you about smell?
Mm-hmm.
This was something I could never really understand. It's like, smell is just chemical. What is smell and why do rotting things like just smell bad? Like there's never a good thing that's gone south that is like, well, actually.
I mean, sometimes rot will have a sweet smell, but I think
But bad sweet,
bad
menacingly sweet.
Yeah. And I think that is in part an evolutionary advantage to us, right? Like to be able to smell rotted things means we're not going to accidentally eat rotted things, and to be repulsed by it means that we're not going to accidentally eat it and then like make ourselves sick.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's some advantage to that. But yeah, smell is just your body inside your nose. There are receptors that can receive information from chemicals and specific parts of chemicals, like the shape of that particular chemical
Okay.
binds to that receptor. And then that sends, information to your brain, and your brain interprets that as like, this smells like poo-poo. Like,
okay.
yeah. So why does it smell? I don't know if it's any other reason than our body has adapted the ability to smell it and recognize it as repulsive to keep us safe. I'm sure to a turkey vulture, it smells lovely.
Can we talk about good rot? Big pro postbiotic fan. I love a kimchi. That is fermented.
Yes.
What's the difference between rotten and fermented? Why doesn't my kombucha kill me?
It's about the type of bacteria.
Okay.
Right. Like the bacteria that ferment are not harmful to us. They're helpful.
Penicillin.
Penicillin kills the other.
Why'd you laugh first?
I don't know. Just did.
Okay. I was like, wait, that is like a thing that's
yes.
like
bad, I don't know. I guess wasn't expecting to go from kombucha to penicillin, and so
they both
gave
help
me a
me.
chuckle. Yeah, and that's true. That is 100% true.
Okay.
Yeah, but also I don't necessarily 100% know, because right, like pickling something preserves it, and there's an episode of the Magic School Bus later on where we get into pickling. So it's interesting, and I guess it's really probably a matter of those bacteria are not harmful to us, but they've developed their own ways of killing other bacteria to like prevent competition situation.
Right. Okay.
Penicillin bread mold kills other bacteria because it's like, this is my bread to eat, and none of you others are getting in here to this.
Sure.
And I assume it's sort of the same thing where often like with pickling, they create alcohols and or like a vinegar type thing. And a lot of other bacteria don't do well with super acidic, would be my guess. Because like pickles won't last forever.
Sure.
But like it does preserve them for us so that we can eat them for some time.
Yeah. How scientifically speaking did we find this out? Was it just trial and error? And I wonder this about a lot of things that we have put into our bodies, of like, who was the first pervert?
I mean, yeah, like mushrooms, right? Some of them tasty delicious. Some of them make you see outer space, and some of them kill you. Like,
right.
How did we figure out which is which?
I can understand
Trial
with
and
modern
error.
technology why we can know.
Yeah.
But back in the day, was it just drawing short straws and people are like, I have a sneaking suspicion that the mold on this bread would kill other, like, come
I mean,
on.
with penicillin, it was sort of an accidental discovery. Like, it was, I believe, like penicillin was grown on some bread, and a scientist noticed that it killed like other mold and was like,
Mm.
that's interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder if I could use that in some way.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I mean, early food preservation, I really don't know. I think it probably was a lot of trial and error, which, like, how they figured that out, like, I don't know. My mom makes pickles and it's like takes 7 days. You have to like boil
Yeah, a lot
water,
can go
dump it on the
wrong, and
pickle, drain it, boil
yeah,
more water, dump it on the pickle, and then you finally can it.
right. Botulism is terrifying to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and the
Same.
amount of, like, questionable makes me really nervous when I see these girlies going out and homesteading, and they're canning their own things, and I'm like, "Mother, do not feed that to your child. You did not can that properly. You didn't can that properly."
I mean, Deborah's never used a pressure cooker to can anything in her whole life.
And I think that there are some people who know how to do that, and I think there is a new wave of people who do not know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it like that.
Yep.
We'll put it to
Got to
rest.
sterilize your jars up front. No, and it's one of the things where like I am very suspicious of like making my own kombucha or making my own sourdough. I'm like, I will get a rogue bacteria in there that will kill me. I just know it. I know there is no way that this flour or sitting on my like tabletop is not going to get some weird strain in it that kills me.
It is miraculous. In my family, my mom is the sourdough queen. My brother pickles in jars and cans everything from their garden. And the amount of confidence that these people have in their product.
Yeah.
No, I struggle to serve like Easy Mac to a guest because I'm like, is it? Like, I get so nervous about this kind of stuff. And they're like, no, I'm confident in it. Watching my
Yeah.
mom do sourdough is crazy. The way she like just messes around with it. I'm like, that is a lot. You have a pet. This is
Yeah. Yeah.
this is
And
an alive thing that you just keep around the house. This is crazy.
And I'm sure someone out there who understands the microbiology better can tell me why it's like perfectly safe, right?
Mm.
But
Maybe we'll get into it in our food chemistry
I'm
episode
a
coming up.
little bit of a germaphobe. I don't know if you know this about me. And I think it's something to do with the fact that like you can't see them,
It
right?
freaks
And
me
so I'm just
out.
like, how do I know there's not botulism just hanging out on my countertop waiting to
Yeah.
infect my sourdough starter
Yeah.
or kombucha?
But again, I think it's amazing that it's processes that people have been doing for thousands of
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Beer
Before
making,
we knew anything
catching
about
wild yeast and digging
sterilization.
holes. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's great.
Yep.
Could never be me.
I mean, yeah, for so long, beer was safer than water.
Yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
So, yeah, it's cool stuff. I sometimes wish I knew more about the microbiology of these things.
Hmm. My final curiosity for the episode is there Is there any organism that only exists because decomposition exists? Like you mentioned the housefly. They have to. Would they? I mean, I don't know where else they would go.
Yeah, I think there's many that decomposition is their whole niche in
Mm.
the ecosystem. Like fungi, right? They're decomposers. That is their food source. So if there was nothing to decompose, they wouldn't exist. But like also
Well,
they're
that and tragic radioactive meltdowns.
yeah.
But beyond that.
But if there weren't anything to decompose, there wouldn't be life, period, right? Like
Whoa, say it again.
if there weren't anything if there were life is the source of decomposition.
Yeah, what is death if not life itself?
Yeah. And grief is just love with nowhere to go.
And I'm always all right, Matt. What did I miss out on?
I think we need to go ahead and correct the record that decomposition always stinks. You know that like earthy smell in a forest is like the breakdown of like tree matter.
That's actually dirt smells great.
And it's a lovely
dirt is
smell.
just death. Damn.
Mm.
All right.
So but a lot of things do stank. I like this episode just simply because I think we often overlook decomposition as like a vital role. I also think, not to like get deeply philosophical here, but like I think it is something that is sort of like very beautiful
Yeah.
in that like death means that a new life has space to grow, right? Like a tree falling in the forest means that like light is opened up for the forest floor for all sorts of new things to grow. And that like even in the death of like one organism, like many others get to thrive as a result.
Yeah. No, it is something that I don't really think about all that often, especially living in a modern, more urban environment. Like I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
The street sweeper comes every day and picks up all the leaves, and if a tree branch snaps in a storm, it's gone the next morning. My trash is whisked away, and except for the food crimes that I commit myself, which are not a beautiful thing, I think, funnily enough, like living in a city is like very sterile.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of ironic. I mean, there's other filth, but yeah, I think it is especially when you talk about the smell of a forest. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Go smell your local forest, people.
Yeah, go touch grass, everybody. Damn.
Touch some moss.
Give it a little pat for me. Beautiful. Do you want to play a game?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right. I'm so excited for this one because new character unlocked this episode.
Larry the Log Guy.
Yeah, so we're gonna rock with Larry. We're gonna see what his future holds. So let's talk about Larry's love life.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think Larry's been out and about with?
I love the idea of Larry the Log Guy being this like butch lumberjack guy, having like just a little like femme twink.
Aw, I love that for him.
And I don't know that he necessarily would qualify as femme twink, but the person who immediately comes to mind is like the best juxtaposition for my amusement is Troye Sivan.
Oh, I mean, we love Troye Sivan. That's cute. I think Troy would absolutely be down, for like a chainsaw wielding, ginger adjacent man. I love that. Who else? I like to imagine him because he is so woodsy and outdoorsy that he does have this sort of homesteading situation going on. So I would like to think that it's like our local sourdough baker lady. She's a little plump. She's always in an apron. Her hair is tied back, but she's just like very kind and lovely.
Name her.
What is her name? Patricia
Arquette. No. Love Patricia Arquette. What has she been up to?
I mean, we can add her in here. Maybe she. All right. Who's left?
Martha Stewart.
Oh, like as we know her, or the essence of?
Do we really know her? Is it every bit of Martha Stewart the essence of?
How dare you? This has been a really philosophical episode.
She is. I mean, she's a brand. She's not a person.
She
like
is.
There is a Martha Stewart person. We don't know her. We know Martha Stewart, the brand.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
But
what's our boy driving?
Well, probably like a big truck.
Like a modern one, or like a kind of an older,
either
Ford Ranger?
Well, he's either got that like GMC Denali 2500 HD.
No.
Or
all right, we'll give him an old Ford Ranger.
He is driving like a beat up.
I like the GMC Denali, but the bed of the Denali is actually smaller than his Ranger from the mid-90s. I also want to see him. I'd like to separate his work vehicle from his personal vehicle. I think he could be like a motorcycle guy, like a vintage Triumph kind of situation. I mean,
after his visit from the Log Gremlins, he might be like a full-on Prius boy these days. Like he's at a full Lorax moment.
I can work with that. Who else did we give a Prius to?
I don't know. Was it Arnold?
It was probably Arnold. Okay, colors.
Green.
A sensible blue, I think.
Yeah, or chartreuse if you know.
I still haven't learned how to spell it. You can't make me. I probably could if I just tried,
I don't
but I'm not
want you
going
to
to.
anymore. It's like the running gag now.
The last episode of the season, I will give it my good college try, and I will do the best I can with how to spell chartreuse. Green, blue, yellow. We gotta bring back fun colored cars. Like, why are they all just like white, black, gray, and red? It's so boring.
Yeah. I saw something about that recently, and they're all like now cream.
Cream.
Quizzy Quackle.
Boy doing?
A lager.
Yeah, obviously.
I like the Prius route of thinking that like he like went off and joined Greenpeace.
Oh.
He just like had a full-on revelation.
Okay. I can work with that.
The other option is he like went extremely bitter and is now to like strip mining.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah. He's the D2Rs Ester 5000. He does it single-handedly.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I don't think that's a word. 0.
17.
And then he has one in every city he's ever been to. So, because we don't often do men, so he could really be out here. Like that one episode, was it like CSI and John Stamos came in? He's just been like donating sperm in every metropolitan area.
Limits to the number of women, the number of children that a woman can like conceivably have. Yeah, physically, and also like if you have 12 kids already, are they adopting out to people who have like 12 kids already?
I don't know. But I think he's just...
That's crazy. If he gets 2,000...
Everywhere he's ever been.
Oregon.
Yeah. If he's the D Forester 5000, we got to get him down in Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean...
He could also be doing his Greenpeace work down in Brazil, you know?
Well, true. Where are the rainforests in Africa, Matt?
I believe they're in the Congo.
They are. The Democratic Republic of the Congo. Do you want to predict the future?
Let's do it.
Oh my God, if this man has 2,364 children, I'm going to freak out. 50-50. I'm a criminal.
Poor Patricia.
Oh, but Patricia. He's cheating on you, Patty. Oh, no.
He got that blue GMC Denali, though.
Okay, so his partner is Patricia, the lovely baker woman. Mm-hmm. She stays at home in their apartment while he's out in the Democratic Republic of the Congo for his Greenpeace missions. Meanwhile,
he drives a blue GMC Denali. I mean, they have electric models now.
And you know he does not have one.
No.
Because I'm sorry, 2,364 kids.
He's got to be able to pull a trailer.
He does not know these children, and you know it. He does not claim them. Except on his tax return. He does not claim them.
I just hope that a bunch of them aren't in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
And you know they are, though. This man is a criminal.
Yeah. An international criminal.
I'm upset by this. I did it. And I'm upset by this. Well, shucks.
Sorry, Larry.
Look, Larry, we were all rooting for you. Let's wrap this one up. Yeah. Just like Larry should have 2,364 kids ago.
So many kids ago. But thank you for podcasting with me this week. Next week, we're going to be back with season 1, episode 7, The Magic School Bus, all dried up, and we can learn about desert adaptations.
I already have so many questions.
I can't wait. Until next week, bye.
Well, that's a wrap on our Yap session for this week. If you enjoyed the episode, subscribe and share. We can be found on Instagram and TikTok at A Girl and Her Gay Watch and on Blue Sky at The Girl and Her Gay Pod.
If you'd like to get in direct contact with us to ask a question or submit a correction, send us an email at agirlandhergaywatch@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.